Hi, Colleen. Hi, Jill. Joe Gonzalez over at LinkedIn. Colleen, we've known each other a long time now. Jill, we met at the volleyball tournament down in Cabo, had a great time. I have put together just a really short video. I am basically proposing a pilot for you guys to drive a heavy amount of mid to senior level executives in a variety of practice groups or industries with the intent and purposes of, vetting out these quality candidates who are essentially being advertised or marketed to, and they're getting an option to read a little bit more about your business and raise their hand. The value prop being we're going to give them executive coaching of sorts, plug them into data, what they're worth financially, what next steps might look like for them in their career, and basically be a career, coach or consultant as MRI. And that service will help us roll into, what does your next play look like, and then be able to place them in roles via your franchisees and offices and help you guys make a little cut of that. So wanted to give you a brief little overview of what this includes and show you really physically on LinkedIn very quickly here what we're putting together for you. So give me one moment to share my screen. So the way that we're going to be marketing, there's two pieces to this program. One is a company branding piece. The other is an advertising and marketing funnel that we're going to create. Basically, every time you log into LinkedIn.com, the second update in your newsfeed is always a piece of sponsored content. And that's essentially you guys marketing out to the mid to senior level execs. Colleen and I talked about picking the top four biggest opportunities for you guys right now in the marketplace and really being heavy in those areas, as well as do a broad play as well. But essentially, this is the most trafficked part of LinkedIn is your homepage news feed. It's a second piece shown, as you can see here on the computer or on your mobile device. What happens is you generate some kind of teaser, whether it's like hitting on a pain point or offering a little something for free, this career coaching and consulting, whatever the teaser might be, you're catching their attention visually, and you're actually choosing who this goes in front of. So we'll target those execs. We'll pick apart the industries. You could even pick down certain geographies you feel are good hotspots, but you're choosing where these ads go out in front of, and they only pay when somebody clicks through. So what happens is that a mid to senior level exec pops in their computer or on their mobile device on LinkedIn. In their world, you show up, and maybe they know who MRI is, maybe they do not, but essentially they're propositioned a piece from your business and an offering. When they click on this teaser advertisement, or what we call a sponsored update on the left-hand side, it can take them to a variety of places. The best that we see and that we use the most often is what we call a lead capture page. It's essentially a longer value proposition or message to that particular candidate. So they clicked on a teaser because they got their attention, and now they're reading a little bit more about what you can offer them, what you guys are, who your business is all about, and extending an offer for them to just get in touch with you. So they basically just click a button from the targeted or this advertisement or sponsored update. They land on this landing page and they click this button just to say, I'm interested, or I'd like to get in touch with you guys. Basically, without filling out a form, they're just saying, hey, I want to talk with you. At that point, they get funneled into the LinkedIn recruiter folder, or basically a physical lead list that your team can then follow up with, start vetting these candidates, talking to them, building that pipeline in those heavy months of September, October, that 8-week kind of blitz you wanted to do during that time, driving a ton of people, vet them all. And at that point, we're talking about doing about an $80,000 investment in these sponsored updates to drive 900 plus leads to you guys that you can then vet and place to about 100, 120 people. So the goal was somewhere around 100, 110. So that really hits that home right there. These things can always be scaled up. This is a new product, this lead capture page. But again, it's basically a funnel from somebody who doesn't know you that you want to target. You're now in front of them with a teaser. You tell them a little bit longer story and value proposition and basically ask them to click one button. And now they've become a hot lead in your folder for them to follow up with. Now, that is the budget for the sponsored updates. The second portion of this, which I've added on and talked to Colleen about, is right now, what might happen is that your update will show up in their newsfeed, but they may not click on the link to go to that lead capture form. It's possible that they just click on the link to go to your company page and says, well, who is MRI Network, right? I'd rather look at them before I click on this advertisement. And they're coming to this page. And right now, the downside to a company page on LinkedIn is that is it a cascading news feed of articles and updates. It doesn't really take them on a really specific member journey. And so what I'm proposing is actually adding this different tab here. It's called a careers tab. I want to show you an example of a search firm I think does this really well called Betts Recruiting, Betts. I'm in tech sales in California in the Bay Area. They have built this page. You can actually ask Colleen to show you what her page looks like. It's very targeted to her, but I'm seeing, a banner image and immediately being advertised here to talking about working with innovative companies. This is the San Francisco downtown skyline. So I recognize that. Sales careers. So my perception of who Betts Recruiting is that they are exactly here for me. And Colleen had the same experience when she researched them. Get a little tagline. This is all super easy to put a little plug and play. And what I'm imagining is you guys can actually own a career page where you'd have 5 different stories. So, Colleen and I, we both click careers, but we were only shown one story that's related to us. So again, prioritizing those top 4 industries or practice groups and really focusing most of the budget dollars for lead driving, like the sponsored updates towards those 4 groups. If anybody doesn't fit one of those 4 molds that comes in, there'll be a default page they can go to that still talks again about this career coaching, value proposition, who is MRI? Let us be here to help you. We'll still collect them as a lead, but they're doing this research because they want to understand what your business means to them. But in this instance, we could have, 4 different stories that are specific, industry specific, posting of a video, talking about what you want to process, you want to take them through, what you want to offer to them as part of your company. You can see any jobs that are posted that are relevant that MRI is posting as a whole. So if there's any jobs that are in their field or relevant to them, they're going to see those listed here and go, wow, there's opportunities that these guys have available. As you go down the page, you've also got testimonials from past candidates or clients you want to leverage, and then any other types of recent updates or if you want to put in a little PowerPoint click-through presentation. I'm going to help you guys to really tell a really compelling story. But essentially, it's pages like this that when candidates or clients are deciding who they want to work with and they feel like they land in a place where they're not, you guys aren't here for everybody, you're here for them. Like that's the feeling that we want them to have. Like, hey, I found the place that's appropriate for me on LinkedIn and I want to connect with these guys. I'm going to click on that ad. I'm going to follow the company. I'm going to, chat with one of these people at the company. I'm going to get in touch and I want to be prospected and worked with. So it's that change in attitude, that trust change that happens, right? And so this career page normally is to have 5 different views is $30,000 a year. And basically we're going to run this on a 4-month pilot. So it'd kick off August and run through like late November. And we'd actually do it at 40% off, which is my max discount. So we'd have 5 different views. There's a little advertising we sent out at the beginning to drive some leads in, but it's basically just $6,000 for you guys to do this. So just a little something extra I wanted to add to the program for you guys that I thought would be really beneficial. So I hope you guys enjoy what I put together for you. I have some details as far as ROI tracking and what you should expect out of this program. So looking forward to getting any questions back and meeting with you guys shortly. Take care.